Welcome back to the channel everyone. Just a short video today about a recent trip to the dyno with the Caterham. It was on the rollers at Northampton Motorsport. I've used them a couple of times in the past with my old yellow car, and they've mapped hundreds of Caterhams over the years, so not only do they know the cars and the engines really well, but it's a really good place to go for comparing results with other cars. My objectives were to improve the cold start behaviour, improve the throttle response and drivability, and just see if there were any little changes worth making to the gearbox flat shift settings as well. Well, so far cold start is better, but it does still need a little bit of work. Throttle response is hugely improved in terms of the initial pickup, and the car no longer does silly things like shunting at low speed or stalling when blipping from idle. And also blipping for rev matching is much better now too. So overall the drivability is much better. The gearbox settings are possibly a slight step in the wrong direction, but I need to do a bit more testing and adjusting there, potentially mixing some of the old with the new. But the big surprise of the day was the power output. So these cars use a 2-litre Ford Duratec engine, which as far as I'm aware is basically a stock crate engine with the addition of some hotter cams, valve springs and an ECU and map. They're rated by Caterham at 210 horsepower and 150 foot-pounds of torque, and do tend to make around that on a dyno, give or take a small amount, with a few outliers here and there. Well, it turns out mine is one of those outliers. In fact, it's possibly the highest output standard 420 engine so far seen by Northampton Motorsport, initially making a surprising 221 horsepower, and then with only minor adjustments to the map, finished on a seriously impressive 224 horsepower and 163 foot-pounds of torque. And to reiterate, this is on a standard plastic intake plenum and single throttle body, with only a decat in the exhaust helping things along, although realistically the standard high flow sports cats that Caterham use are so good the decat only makes a very small difference. So I'm really happy with that. We're sort of wondering, given the car was built for Sir Chris Hoy, whether maybe Caterham hand-picked this engine or maybe even gave it a bit of light head porting. All I know is that it's still factory sealed, so is exactly as it was delivered. If I find out otherwise, I'll let you know. The only downside to all of this now is I've really got no more excuses for bad lap times. So a big thank you to Northampton Motorsport. Thank you for watching. Please keep subscribing and commenting, and I'll see you next time.